Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to Flare in the... what's this thing called again? Yagged something? Panzer IV 70, that's right. It is basically a fantastic, very low profile German casemate tank destroyer, which means that this tank destroyer has no turret and it relies on its sloped armor to do just what you see here, bouncing enemy projectiles. This is something that works especially well from longer ranges. Its gun, a very powerful high velocity 75mm cannon, similar to the one you'd find on the Panther, does good work, picking up the first kill. And Flare showing us with some flair a few techniques that I myself have used quite a bit. You see him scouting with the binoculars and also lining up his shot with the binoculars. Additionally, in the commander view, the binocular view, you have an indicator that shows if your cannon barrel has cleared the terrain that's in front of you. In other words, you can tell if you have a clear shot on your target. All of these factors work very well for this low-profile tank destroyer with its good sloped armor to engage enemies from behind low, soft cover at medium to long ranges and perform very, very well. Dug into a defensive position like this, Flare is effectively invulnerable, and that is exactly what this vehicle was designed to be. Now, since this looks like an OP position, since this placement makes this vehicle look like it's way overpowered for its tier, let's talk about how to ruin Flare's day. Notice what the enemy team is doing. We have 3 or 4 enemy tanks that have line of sight on Flare, and for a while they stopped and shot at him, each of them stopping their vehicle to get a good shot. No, 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 this is not what you want to do. Most of these enemy vehicles are still exposed for the most part, sitting from their firing positions. The KV I saw did continue to advance. That's not the worst strategy, especially in a KV, but the way to defeat the flat Panzer is to flank it, and the best way to flank it is completely out of its sight. Let the enemy Panzer IV 70 shut down a section of the battlefield. Don mai heiki desu. That's just fine by me. Flare, I've noticed, is another man of culture. So, let the enemy tank destroyer shut down that portion of the battlefield. Same goes for the Ferdinand, for a lot of these German casemate tank destroyers. If you can't reliably one-shot these enemies, they can generally one-shot you, or at least punch through your armor and deal serious damage. As a little bit of replay buggery going on here, as the replay seems to have desynced a bit from Flare's view. My apologies, I didn't realize what was going on until I screwed around a little bit with the controls. I hope you're enjoying this cinematic view. So flank a dug-in enemy tank destroyer. If you have the option, call in close air support by pinging the map. Again, these casemate tank destroyers cannot redeploy as quickly, so ping where they are so your allies know where they are, call out what they are, and it doesn't hurt to ask for a little bit of help, especially if you know allied CAS is in the sky. And at this battle rating, things like the P-47, all of the American fighters are fighter bombers, easily capable of taking down the flat Panzer, also the roof armor of this vehicle, loosely based on the Panzer IV, is not the thickest. You can punch through it with heavy machine guns and cannons if you get your angle just right, and that is something that you can use to take down this vehicle from the air. Of course, from the sky is the best way to take this down, but flanking them, smoking up their position, causing them to need to redeploy or to wait for the smoke to clear, all of these things can buy your teammates time to get a side shot on the flat Panzer or any of these casemate tanks. And if you don't, it's appropriate that this vehicle that is designed for frontal domination should be able to take you down, because you made the mistake. Look at that CAS, and look at that CAS. You made the mistake of engaging them directly. Now we see one of the best premium aircraft in the game. This is the premium German bomber that everyone has taken notice of, beside the fact that the Ju-288 has an awesome weird look and a somewhat unique design concept with two pairs of paired up inline engines for its power train, I guess, driving massive propellers. And I see some decals that I myself love to rock on my vehicles. Like I said, flair, a man of culture. This bomber is incredibly fast, has an incredible dive speed and maneuverability at speed, making it one of the largest dive bombers in the game. It can carry a couple of 1,800 kilogram bombs that are nothing to sniff at, and has a deadly 20mm cannon mounted in the rear. None of that is going to save flair today, but I did very much enjoy his sense of style. Finishing off in the VFW, here's another tank destroyer that follows a different path than the flat Panzer. The VFW, extremely open, as you see, very susceptible to fire from the sky. I love, and I always target these in my P47 or my Mustang. I gotta get back into the P47. Visky sent me something that blew my mind. I gotta take my P47M for a spin. And at this battle rating, again, we're at 5.7 here with the VFW. Can you believe he took the Panzer IV 70 into a 5.7? It did just fine, didn't it? Anyway, I thought I'd like to show that to you, and I hope we'll see more from Flair. He is a man of fine tastes in the anime and everything else. Catch you, Rosehip Chan, on the Discord, and thanks for sending this one in. Bye-bye.